ensure visibility of your grant recipient's process, and reduce your administrative burden by using one simple, inexpensive tool. We'll examine the difference between grant administration and grant management and take a look at the role of states in the FEMA grant process. Join us as we explore grant administration best practices using grant management software. My name is Christina Moore. I'm a member of a disaster relief grant management team that built Tempest Gems to help others through this process. We have responded to natural disasters since 2012 as experts in FEMA grants, the Stafford Act, 2 CFR 200, the management of grant funds. We're here to help you rebuild better. We are providing these materials to you, hoping that you can help your community, your organization survive this disaster and wisely execute the mission before you. If you appreciate this presentation, please share it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell. Grant administration versus grant management. What is the difference? In the context of Tempest Gems, grant administration describes the tasks often taken on by the state team. Partnered with FEMA, the state team evaluates and approves, or denies, requests from state applicants. For example, grant administrators make the first pass determination of an applicant's eligibility when RPAs are submitted. State grant administrators undertake the work involved with detailed document validation and financial validation processes. Grant administrators review and approve of reimbursement requests, and grant administrators take the lead on the grant closeout process. Tempest Gems is a cloud-based or SaaS grant management software application. It has a set of tools for grant applicants and a module we call Grant Execution, as it helps applicants execute their mission. The state has its own module called Grant Administration. This module provides a wide view of the entire grant program, and it has the ability to zoom into any grant and examine details. The primary purpose is providing workflows for the state team. When a request from an applicant comes in, Tempest Gems emails notifications, provide unified and consistent processes for evaluating applicants' documents and scoring related financial data. It is in the Grant Administration module that the state walks through the life cycle from reimbursement to closeout. Simple grant administration is our goal, but we must fall within the parameters of state policy and federal guidelines. Only authorized users get access to the Grant Administration module. Those without access cannot even see it on the menu, but we can. This menu is in the upper right hand near the Help button. There are a lot of state users who keep both modules open at the same time. They review applicant data in the Grant Execution module while keeping an eye on the queries and status in the Grant Administration module. Just like the Grant Management module, we help you identify your immediate status with dashboards. The dashboard setup for states can be varied to suit your needs. What is important to you should be visible with a click. Workflows are triggered following a request made by an applicant. A workflow is a series of actions or steps undertaken by the Grant Administration team. The state is welcome to ask for customized workflow. We provide a lot of flexibility. The core elements involve the queue, a list of requests from the applicants. These can be sorted, prioritized, and all sorts of cool things that you'd expect from good software. I'm showing an example of a request for reimbursement queue with its associated approval levels. Workflows tend to include a document validation and a financial validation process as shown here. State. You can do some cool stuff with your workflows. Adjust approval levels, require 2 financial reviews if over some threshold. It's your system. The document validation process involves 2 actions: confirmation and completeness. During the confirmation round, the evaluator confirms that each document is as it says it is. If it says, "I'm a fringe rate calculation," then it ought to be exactly that, and not a picture of Boris Badenov. Evaluator scores pass, fail. When there is a failure, the reviewer leaves a comment that is entirely visible to the applicant. We keep track of the historic scores per document. We walk the evaluator through the process on a document at a time. And yes, we can do all or a statistic random selection of the documents, as you wish. The Completeness Check compares documents uploaded against a standard master list. If an applicant has done a competitive bid, then there should be 11 documents, at least. So where are the gaps? And where are the successes? The evaluator scores that, pass or return, with some comments and suggestions. One of the master lists we have is the closeout list. Each time through, the evaluator can assess progress and provide guidance. In the financial validation process, the evaluator looks at the expense data in a read-only mode, as shown. They are expected to download the attached documents and compare them. Do the documents support the cost with an invoice and proof of payment? If so, are the costs in scope? Are they reasonable and necessary? The evaluators give it a pass or a fail. They also determine whether all, some, or none is eligible for reimbursement. The system keeps the running tally. The financial validation process can be used for a 100% review or a statistically random. Stick around for the next episode to find out why you really don't love small grants, but think you do. Avoid the pitfalls. DHS Office of Inspector General often review the public assistance grant program years after a disaster and find that the states did not provide sufficient controls or give guidance to applicants. Tempest GEMS mitigates these concerns. The software provides guidance on financial tracking. It provides guidance on procurement compliance. It provides scorecards on the document status and progress. And the quality assurance process involving document validation and financial validation add to this process of monitoring and controls. You're doing your applicants a great service by providing a system that helps all parties. The request and workflow process is a call and response effort between the applicant making the request and the grant administrator stepping through the workflow. This is the rhythm of shared work. And in the meanwhile, the grant process steps towards closeout. Every action undertaken by a user in Tempest GEMS involves detailed audit trails. Users can typically see who entered something and who last updated it. Behind the scenes, we track just about every change made by everyone. It permits our technical team to aid you in recovering from mistakes, and it helps us recover if we have a glitch. And it's a constant reminder that we are all stewards of the federal grant funds. It's a shenanigan-free zone. As a state grant administrator progresses through their reviews, validations, and approvals, Tempest GEMS locks the data. If an applicant uploads an invoice for reimbursement, the state team reviews it. That automatically locks it. Can't touch it again. Grant administration best practices using grant management software like Tempest GEMS makes for simple grant administration. We are providing you a State Administrator's Guide. This serves as a reminder to avoid the pitfalls along the quest. Click the links below to download this guide. Of course, Tempest GEMS does the calculations of state reimbursement costs and the FEMA reimbursement levels. Keeps track of all of that. It helps complete all sorts of federal forms like the SF-424 and the SF-425. Federal grant management is complex enough, and we all want simple grant management. Tempest GEMS takes us as close as possible. We want to rebuild better. Federal grant management is complex enough, and we all want simple grant management. Tempest GEMS takes us as close as possible. We want to rebuild better. The state team, also called grant administrators, have robust tools for monitoring and controlling the grant management process. They provide detailed oversight of the applicants while also providing clear guidance and features. A key element of the state side of Tempest GEMS includes workflows. These can be customized by the state. They tend to include document validation and financial validation processes. Did you find this helpful? Do you have any questions? Let me know in the comments below. Give a thumbs up if you liked, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of upcoming episodes. There's a link for our guides below. Please share these materials with colleagues, post about us and our efforts on your favorite social media platform. And don't forget to grab the State Administrator's Guide to help you get started with FEMA Quest.